What's up, guys? Alvaro here, and welcome to the bilingual stock market channel again. On this channel, we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. And in this video, and as I do it Mondays through Thursdays, I want to make a quick stock market update. So I want to break down some technicals going over S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, and today I also want to go over the Russell 2000 because the Russell hit today a new all-time high. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Russell 2000 as well. And at the end of this video, I am going to break down from a technical standpoint 4 stocks that tomorrow are going to be on the very top of my personal watch list. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. And what do you know, guys? The markets did okay today. We had another green day all across the board. So the Russell 2000 went up today 0.10%. Nasdaq went up 0.34%. Dow Jones went up 0.39%, and the S&P 500 went up 0.37%. I have an interesting fact for you guys. So listen up. So far this year, the S&P 500 has gone up 22%. I mean, from January until late October. This is the best January, late October period since 2013. So, this is the part in which the statistics gets interesting. Since 1929, guys, the year in which the S&P 500 was created, there have been 9 other years in which the S&P has gained 20% or more from January until late October. On every single one of those previous 9 occasions, the S&P gained on average 6% more in the following 2 months. So, I don't know. Is it that we are going to have a Santa Claus rally for sure this year? And we still have like 6% more upside in the case of the S&P 500. That's a puzzle piece. It's on the table. And if we take a look at the sectors that trade inside the S&P 500, something that caught my eye today, guys, you know that tomorrow we have Mr. Jerome Powell speaking at 2:30 p.m. We are pretty much assuming that the beginning of the tapering process is going to be announced tomorrow. So today the 10-year Treasury yield went down, and the best performing sector today was materials, guys. This is the materials sector, let's just put it that way, is a very important component of the inflation trade. So a sector that might benefit tomorrow if the Federal Reserve says that inflation is getting out of control, that maybe the tapering process is going to be quicker than 8 months, went up today, whereas the 10-year Treasury yield, which is a clear inflation indicator, ended up going down today. That's another puzzle piece. It's on the table. Let's see what happens tomorrow with Mr. Jerome Powell. And in the case of the 2 most important sectors inside the S&P, the tech sector went up today 0.90%, and the financial sector went up today, even though the 10-year Treasury yield went down. So the financial sector went up today 0.25%, and the energy sector was due for a, let's say, rest. Let's just put it that way, because oil has been on a tear. And the energy sector was the worst performing sector today, going down 0.94%. And before going over, guys, the indices, I want to show you 2 day trades that I took today exactly as I said I was going to take them in yesterday's video. GameStop Corporation. Yes, sir. So take a look at this, guys. This morning, I purchased 35 shares at $202.19. I told you in yesterday's video, watch out for GameStop. The stock of this company is a bit overbought, so I am going to be keeping a close watch on a potential process of consolidation slightly above $200. If that were to happen, that might be a sign that the bulls of GameStop are gathering momentum in order to make a push higher. So it happened twice today, guys. So I purchased early this morning. It was like, I don't know, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I purchased 35 shares at $202.19, paying $7,076, and I sold out of my shares. This was a 15-minute trade, something like that, guys, a very quick trade. So I locked in the profit when GameStop hit $208.93, and I was paid $7,312. This was a $236 profit trade. And what do you know, guys? So GameStop went up to something like $210, $211, and then it started to pull back. And I was waiting for GameStop once again at $200, and then near 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I purchased 35 more shares of GameStop at $201.90, paying $7,066.50. And this was a longer trade, guys, relative to the first one. This trade took me, I don't know, an hour maybe. So at around 3 p.m., I ended up selling out of my 35 shares at $210.78, and I was paid $7,377. I ended up making over here something like $550 or almost $600 on GameStop, guys. So I have absolutely nothing to complain about today's trading session, and this is a trade that I called out in yesterday's video. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500. There is not really much to say over here, guys. New all-time high, 4,635 points, and the S&P went up today 0.37%. We are very overextended. You guys already know that. You can see the relative strength index of the S&P at 81 points. So I am still hoping for a retracement down to 4,500. Can we keep on going up higher with the S&P being so overextended? Yes, we can. Mostly on low volume, guys, which was today's case, right? So we can keep on going higher. I don't know. What are we looking at? 4,650, 4,700. But you guys know that I don't like when an index or any given stock gets too overextended. So I'm still willing. I'm still hoping to see a retracement down to 4,500. That is going to be sorry, guys, 4,600. I was saying 4,500. No, I am hoping for a pullback down to 4,600, which happens to be an area of support that acted as such in yesterday's trading session, and we are also talking about a former area of overhead resistance back from October 26th. And in terms, obviously, and as I just said, in terms of overhead resistance, what are we looking at? 4,650, 4,700. This is anyone's guess, but I hope we could see a retracement sooner rather than later in the case of the S&P, because you guys know that this technical chart looks extremely bullish, guys. There's nothing to complain about. Clear uptrend, trading above the moving averages. We can see a clear golden cross on the 4-hour chart. So obviously, in technical terms, the S&P looks impeccable, and we can keep on going up, keep on going higher, but it isn't healthy, guys, when a stock or an index gets this overextended. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the NASDAQ 100. For the most part, the very same situation that I just narrated. In the case of the S&P, we have a brand new all-time high. In the case of the NDX, at 15,988 points, we're almost, guys, at 16,000 points, which was the psychological resistance that I called out in yesterday's video. And the NDX went up today 0.42%. Relative strength index of the NDX at 83 points, extremely overextended. So I would still like to see, guys, a retracement down to 15,670 points. This is a previous all-time high back from September. And that is going to be healthy, guys. That is going to let the relative strength index of the NDX cool off a bit. And we're going to see a pullback, guys. Even though I just told you that the S&P, in, let's say, statistical terms, still has a 6% upside for the remaining of the year, we cannot keep on going up forever, being so overbacked. So we are going to see a pullback, a retracement at some point. And I think that a healthy spot for the NDX is going to be 15,670 points. That, as I just said, is a former all-time high back from early September. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the Russell 2000. I rarely ever, guys, go over the Russell, but finally, guys, it happened. The Russell 2000 reached a new all-time high today at 2,363 points. It went up 0.16%, and finally, guys, and at last, the Russell 2000, at least momentarily, could burst above 2,360 points, which is an area, a technical area that turned into a total nightmare for the bulls of the Russell. We can see that the relative strength index of this index is at 69 points. So we can, and you guys just saw, right? The relative strength index of the S&P is at, I don't know, 85 points, and the RSI of the NDX is at 89 points. So obviously, the Russell 2000 could keep on going higher. So I think that the most convenient scenario in the case of the Russell for the bulls would be starting to consolidate slightly above 2,360 points. So I think that the most convenient scenario would be consolidating slightly above a former area of overhead resistance at 2,360 points. If the bulls of the Russell can consolidate slightly above that area, then we are obviously, guys, in no man's land. So what are we talking about in terms of overhead resistance? Maybe 2,400 points, 2,400, 2,450 points, who knows? But remember, guys, the longer the base, the bigger the breakout. So the Russell hasn't done pretty much, anything since early February. So the Russell was able to consolidate a very strong base. So we could see a huge push to the upside in the case of the Russell 2000. And it is pretty much about time, guys, for the Russell to break out. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the earnings reports that I want to go over today, guys. Activision, Blizzard, and Zillow. So let's see what is going on in the case of ATVI. So Activision Blizzard went down today 2.12%, and it closed today's trading session at $77.67. And what is going on after hours? Let me see. Ooh, Activision is up a lot, guys. So it closed today's trading session at $77, and it is, as of now, at $80, guys. This is a move to the upside of almost 4%. So we can make the case that ATVI killed on earnings. So let's see what happened here. So adjusted EPS came in at $1.06, and net sales came in at $2.26 billion. But where is the competitive? Let me see. Where's the estimate over here? Where are the numbers? Let me see. Jeez, guys. I mean, TD Ameritrade is so unfriendly when it comes to reading earnings reports, and I don't have the competitive, guys. I don't have it. So net sales, let me see, EPS with impact. Yeah, I don't have the competitive, guys, but I mean, we can make the case that the earnings report came out better than expected because ATVI is up a lot after hours, but I do not have the detail. Let me see. Introduce goal of increasing the percentage of women and non-binary people, zero tolerance harassment policy. They had issues about sexual harassment, so they are saying that they are going to implement a zero tolerance harassment policy across Activision Blizzard, which is fine. Let me see. Now, I don't have the details, guys, so it looks like they reported very solid earnings. And let me pull up here the 4-hour chart, and we are trading at $80. So the next gap that the bulls of Activision would have to fill is going to be up to $84, guys. Take a look at the relative strength index of ATVI. It is at 56 points, very, very healthy from a technical standpoint, and $84.20 is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of ATVI failed back in mid-August. So watch out tomorrow for Activision Blizzard, guys, because if this if this gap were to be filled tomorrow from $80 up to $84, we are looking at a 4% profit. So I am going to go over this earnings report as soon as I am done filming my videos. And sorry guys, but at times it is what it is with TD Ameritrade. Zillow also reported earnings. What happened here? Oh, it is down a lot, guys, after hours. So Zillow went down today 10.24%. Some analysts, guys, of some bank said this morning that he believed that Zillow was going to miss on earnings, and that's the reason why Zillow dropped today 10%. And Zillow closed today's trading session at $87.20. And let me see, let me pull up here the 1 day, 1 minute. And no, I mean, it dropped down to $77, and now it is trading at pretty much the same price that Zillow closed today's trading session at $87.20. So let me see if TD helps me out with the earnings report of Zillow. So Zillow Group, let's see. So they reported a loss of $168 million versus $152 million in the same quarter last year. And sales came in at $1.74 billion, up from $665 million year over year. So we can see a huge growth, guys, when it comes to sales. But where is the estimate over here? Come on, guys. So I don't have the estimate either in the case of Zillow, guys. So I can tell that the sales grew up a lot, guys. So they went from $656 million last year up to $1.74 billion. This is a huge growth, guys, when it comes to sales. No doubt about it. We are looking at more than, I don't know, 130% or something like that. And adjusted EBITDA, this is expressed in millions, right? So yeah, because we're looking at the loss, because this is not a profitable company yet. So they lost on Q3 $168 million, and last year in the same quarter they lost $152 million. So they are losing, they are losing more money relative to last year, which isn't positive, obviously. And I don't have any information regarding EPS. So this is what, let me see, Zillow to stop flipping homes for good as it stands to lose more than $550 million. We lay off a quarter of staff. So they are also laying off employees of the company. So I don't know, guys. I still need to take a deeper dive into this earnings report. And yeah, I don't have the, let's say, the estimate that the analysts were waiting for. And as I just said, we can see a nice growth when it comes to sales. But on the flip side, they are losing more money relative to last year. So that isn't obviously positive, right? And they are also laying off some employees. Let me see. We've determined the unpredictability in forecasting home prices for far exceeds so I don't know. Shares fell 3% in extended trading following Zillow's announcement of a net loss of. Okay, here I have the loss. So they had a loss of $1.29 a share. And okay, revenue rose, as I just told you, 164%, which is obviously pretty positive. But I don't know what was the estimate, guys, when it comes to the loss on earnings per share. So they lost $1.29, but they're losing more money than last year, guys. So this wasn't a good earnings report either, guys. But well, I mean, this is a growth stock, right? And they are growing, guys, even though they are growing fast, even though they are losing a ton of money. So in the case of Zillow, let me pull up here the 1 hour chart. And I'm thinking, guys, now I need to pull up the 3-year chart, I think. Yeah, I think that if Zillow keeps on dipping, guys, which is a possibility, even though after hours it is pretty much holding the same price that Zillow closed at in today's trading session. So the next important area of support for Zillow is going to be, believe it or not, guys, $67. We are talking about a former area of resistance back from June of last year and also back from February of last year. Then on top of that coincides with this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. Can Zillow fall this deep, guys, down to $67? That would be a huge fall, guys, of $20. So I don't see that necessarily happening, mainly because this company, even though they lost a lot of money, they lost more money relative to a year ago. But we saw a, let's say, very decent, guys, revenue growth year over year. So I am going to keep a close watch on Zillow, guys. I'm not gonna touch the stock of this company unless I see Zillow taking on $105, guys. Otherwise, I am not going to touch Zillow. And we can clearly see here on the 4-hour chart the formation of a golden cross. This is bullish, guys. You guys can see how this 50 SMA crossed above this 180 SMA. So this might be a good sign for Zillow, arguably. And we have a lower area of support at $85, which is the level that Zillow is trading at as of now. We are looking at a former area of support that acted as such for Zillow on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 occasions in recent weeks. So Zillow is a stock that we need to watch, guys. This is a no-touch in this technical condition whatsoever. And now let's go ahead and take a look at AMC Entertainment. And in the case of AMC, guys, AMC is up a lot after hours, guys. I missed this move. Let me take a look. The 1 day, 1 minute. It is at $42. So, yeah. So AMC went up today 4.64%, and it closed today's trading session at $38.79. And after hours, AMC is up 10%. Did we get any news over here to justify this? AMC's stock is higher after a strong October movie ticket revenue. Now, this is old news. So we might be seeing here some sort of a gamma squeeze, guys, in the case of AMC. So this changes the technical chart of the bulls of AMC. We can see that the relative strength index of the stock of this company is at 77 points, very overheated. And the bulls are right below a very important area of overhead resistance at $42.77. $42.77 is a previous area of support back from early September and also back from early June. So obviously, guys, the trade that we could be thinking about now would be a momentum trade with the bulls of AMC taking on tomorrow $42.50, the area of previous support that I just told you about, in which case, with good volume and momentum, I think that the bulls might be able to fill the next gap up to $46.50, which happens to be a former area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of AMC failed in late August, and we are also talking about a former area of support back from early June. So if we were able to take a momentum trade with AMC from $42.50 up to $46.50 each, we are looking at an 8% profit. Another possible scenario, guys, don't rule this scenario out, would be AMC paying a visit down to $38, a former area of support and resistance. So if $38 happens to provide a good support, then that might be another trade from $38 up to $42, in which case we are looking at a 10% profit. So it looks like, guys, AMC and GameStop are back from the dead. So we need to keep them obviously under our watch. Let's just put it that way. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Crsr Gaming, guys. And in the case of Corsair, the stock of this company reported earnings, I think that this morning. Was it this morning? I think it was this morning. So Crsr went up today 0.97%, and it closed today's trading session at $25.08. And let me see if I have the information handy over here on the live news tab about the earnings report of Corsair Gaming, and I do have it handy, right? So EPS came in at 16 cents, missing the estimate of 25 cents, and sales came in at $391.10 million, beating the estimate of $391.20 million. So yeah, sales didn't beat, sorry guys, the estimate. They came in line. And it looks like, let me see if I see something guidance related over here. And it says, yeah, Corsair Gaming drops on lower Q3 results. Company maintains full year revenue outlook. So at least they are maintaining their revenue guidance for 2021. So that's positive in and of itself. And the earnings report was decent, guys, I would say, right? I mean, they reported, I mean, we saw an acceptable miss when it comes to EPS. Sales, came in pretty much as expected, and at least the Corsair Gaming is maintaining its full year revenue outlook. I don't see any other information about guidance over here. So let's see what happened today in the case of Corsair. And take a look, guys. So the markets didn't punish Corsair Gaming on this earnings report, and that's positive, guys. I think that this is a company that has a very cheap valuation. And this is actually one of the companies that I am starting to, think about investing at a long term. So, and as I just said, Corsair closed today's trading session at $25.08. And I am going to zoom in here on the 4-hour chart. And guys, we have a very interesting spot in order to pick up shares of Corsair Gaming. In my case, I don't really like buying stocks when they are trading below the moving averages, the 100, at least the moving averages that I use, guys, the 180 SMA and the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. However, and since the valuation of this company, in my opinion, is so compelling, if tomorrow Corsair happens to pay a visit down to $24.35, a previous area of support that acted on 3 occasions throughout October, I am going to be tempted, guys, in order to pick up probably 200 or 300 shares of Corsair Gaming, in which case my price target is going to be the next important area of overhead resistance for Corsair at $26.57. $26.57 is an area of overhead resistance in which Corsair failed on 2 occasions in October, and we are also talking about a former area of support back from late August and also back from early August. And on top of that, guys, this previous area of support and resistance is coinciding with this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So if I were able to take this trade the way that I am describing it, picking up shares at $24.30 and selling out of my shares at $26.62, I would be making an 8% profit, nothing to sneeze at. And take a look at the relative strength index of Corsair. It is at 53 points, very but very healthy from a technical standpoint. So definitely, guys, if the stock of this company happens to pay a visit down to $24.30-ish, and if I happen to confirm from a technical standpoint that that area is providing a good support, I am going to be a buyer of Corsair Gaming. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the very last stock of this video, Bionano Genomics. And this is another stock that came back from the dead. Bionano went up today pretty much on no news, guys. 12.59%, and it closed today's trading session at $6.08. And I was looking for news, guys, about why Bionano went up, in such an aggressive way, and I didn't find any news other than the fact that Bionano announced that they are going to be reporting earnings on November 4th. That is going to be on Thursday. So this is going to be an interesting earnings report to take a look at. But other than that, guys, this stock went on an absolute tear today, pretty much on no good news at all. So I am going to zoom in here on the 4-hour chart, and since we saw this unbelievably parabolic move to the upside, guys, today, take a look at the relative strength index of Bionano, guys. It is at 88 points. So the stock of this company is severely oversold. Overbacked. I said oversold, overbacked. So I'm thinking, guys, that we are going to see a retracement most likely in the case of Bionano. In that case, I am going to keep a close watch on $5.74, which happens to be an area of overhead resistance in which Bngo failed on multiple occasions in late September. If the stock of this company happens to retrace down to $5.70-ish, and if I happen to confirm from a technical standpoint that this area provided a good support, I might be interested in picking up some shares at that price, because I think that buyers are very likely to step in order to buy the dip. So if I happen to start this trade at $5.70, then my price target is going to be the next very important area of overhead resistance for Bionano Genomics at $6.62. $6.62, sorry about that, guys. $6.62 is an area of overhead resistance in which Bionano failed back on July 22nd, and we are, if I zoom out over here, you guys are going to be able to see that we are also talking about a former area of support in which the bulls of Bionano Genomics found support at back in March and April as well on 3 occasions. So if I were able to take this trade the way that I am describing it from, now I need to zoom out here, sorry about that, guys, from $5.75 up to $6.60, I could be making a 12% profit. So watch out for Bionano Genomics. This is not a stock that I am going to be holding through earnings, because this is not a profitable company yet. And on top of that, you know, this is for the most part a biotechnology company. So this is not a stock that you want to hold through earnings. But if tomorrow Bionano happens to drop down to $5.70, and if it happens to find a good support over there, I could be interested in taking a, let's say, 2-day trade. And I would be obviously closing my position before Bionano reports earnings on Thursday. And with Bionano Genomics, I am going to wrap up the video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays through Thursdays, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to this YouTube channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses. It is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys tomorrow once again, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out.